The Dawenya Dam overflow has resulted in the loss of several homes and valuable properties running into thousands of Ghana cedis. While this is a recurring issue within the area during rainy seasons, affected residents claim this time has been exceptionally damaging. They continue to count their losses while appealing for support.
And around 6 a.m. And I will feel. You will feel a column said, Omubeko school, a behona, so no abe 2 year walk. Before a beer dine, said, Coffin Yamano, it's another 2 years. To me, Fabi Bia, the Yamanina say, your fridge, your Bibia, Tivina, Atare Bishop, when you're Mammy no Boyanka, Yan to me and your shoe. I'm say around 5:30. Any number be a bra. Say but yana woman eba. But nim say sa na eba be fire sa. Nti na eba kakra you be wa bra ko be dem ye nti be fashi. O say ye fa kwala di dwane every dem. I say be yeah.
And any 3 days in Swene toy no. A toya na jona fine tino machina me sorry say me come market. Inti me drew market na me man frame me so omu ntimi nko school ntini nsuo na bad dem ho. Inti no me parking ne na me ban ran. Me machine a me de pa ma de me kro ye weather okoye. Ni machine nyina fridge, TV, bibia chese da wo ha se ntini me nyina gu nsom. Yeduani bibia tese na yese ya ba se ye be tete ye ho kakra so ye ba the same thing.
The Member of Parliament, Sam George, along with District Chief Executive and NADMO officials, surveyed affected areas including Adotek, Miocho, Pososhi, Adokope and Oshiokpo. The tour uncovered structures built on waterways with a major situation in Oshiokpo where residents faces major challenges due to a developer filling the waterway and constructing an unprescribed culvert across the street. At Adokope, some residents were still trapped in their homes until they were rescued by the team. Amnate George expressed dissatisfaction with Assembly's inaction on residents building on waterways, recommending immediate intervention.
It is obviously clear that it is not just the dam that has created this problem, but this problem is as a result of human intervention as well. It is as a result of some man-made decisions that we need to interrogate. Because first and foremost, when you get to the irrigation site at Dawenya, you see a number of constructions going on the banks of the stream, because there's a stream that carries the runoff water. And now they filled it up with material, they've started constructing on it, and so there's no reservoir, and so all of that water is being pushed into the town. Now when you get into the town itself, the water has its own natural course. Look at where we are standing right now, this very location. An individual chooses to build a hotel, and because he's building a hotel, the runway for water, the natural stream path of the stream into the lagoon, into the sea, he has blocked it and put a 3-inch culvert, which is woeful and inadequate. And that is what has created some kind of dam here and pushed the water back. So one individual. So you ask yourself, what's the Assembly doing? I was on this tour with the DC. I kept asking, what's the Assembly doing? What's the engineering department doing? How are these houses coming up? How can an individual block a stream? And the district is sitting aloof.
The district NADMO boss, Michael Tai Eku, assured an assessment for relief items to help victims.
I came here with the DC and my honorable MP. So we've seen the situation. We've assessed people who have been affected by the flood. So we are going to meet again and see how best we can solve the situation. Many lives have been affected. So you give us some few hours. We are going to meet with the DC and see how best we can provide some relief items to people who have been affected by the water.
The Assembly member for Dawenya South, Moses Kuto, laments on how residents build without permits within the community.
it's a challenge when it comes to construction or development. We look at the appropriate authorities. The district assembly, they are mandated in giving out permits to people who want to embark on any form of development. But even as we speak, the structures that we see in the water, we don't even know whether they have permit or not. Most of them, I'm sure, might not be having permits. So I believe the assembly, this is the time. I'm also part of the assembly. This is the time we need to come in to support and make sure that residents, before they embark on any form of development, will have to get a permit before they do that.
For JoyNews, my name is Elvis Washington, reporting from Dawenya in the Ningo Pram district.
Let's go to the area now where our correspondent Elvis Washington joins us via Zoom with more updates about the situation. Elvis, so what can you tell us about the fate of displaced persons in Dawenya?
Thank you very much. This morning, affected residents are still counting their losses. Most of these people have to pass the night with relatives and neighbors living in adjoining communities within the enclave here. And if you come here this morning, the water as it stands looks a bit stagnant since buildings have actually been occupied on the natural way of this water. Most of the affected residents have their buildings built directly in the middle of the waterway. So it makes it very difficult for the water to find its way into the Lalue stream. There is a stream in the Dawenya town that actually makes way, that actually conveys water from the mountains and then also from the dam. But unfortunately, residents have actually built on it. So if you come here this morning, residents are still counting their losses and they have nowhere to go. They have had to pet with some relatives and friends living within around the community. And this morning when I got here, nothing much has changed. These people are still roaming about, trying to get help from people and all that. Last night, the Member of Parliament and then the Assembly made some agreement that there was going to be a meeting where today these people would have been given some relief items. But unfortunately, this morning, nothing of that sort has actually happened. These people are still counting on the Assembly to come to their aid. If you come here, you see them in twos and threes, gathered, trying to think about the situation. The water is still stagnant. It doesn't look like it's receding anytime soon. So that is the situation here this morning.
Well, Elvis, you talk about the Assembly, but have we in any case heard from NADMO, who are the official directorate to seek to these relief items being provided for the victims?
Yes, yesterday the NADMO officer, the district NADMO officer, was part of the tour, and he mentioned that he was going to organize an emergency meeting between himself and then some members of the Assembly together with the chief executive so that they will immediately mobilize relief items. He mentioned that within a few hours, these people were going to see some items being come their way. But unfortunately this morning, nothing of that sort has happened. I don't know whether it's going to happen this morning. I've tried reaching out to him, but nothing concrete has come out yet. These people are still counting on them to come to their aid this morning because as it stands now, they have no hope except to fall on the Assembly and the benevolence of good people out there.
But really, what items will they be needing as of now to be able to cushion them until help comes?
Well, some of the people I spoke with yesterday and then this morning, they told me that they've lost everything, not even a blanket to sleep on. And one woman in the neighborhood here actually had to house about 40 people in her house. And indeed, she had nothing. So the people slept on bare floors. They slept on the bare floor. And so these people would definitely...
Unfortunately, we lost correspondent Elvis Washington, who is at Dawenya for us, where almost 600 homes have been flooded by the Dawenya Dam. We'll move away from there and head to our very first story, where the National Labour Commission is set to meet with the leadership of the Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana, who are attempting to go on an indefinite strike. We have on the line or via Zoom Executive Director of the National Labour Commission, Mr. Alfosu Asamoah, joining us on this very development. Mr. Asamoah, please, can you tell us the approach into this meeting this morning?
Yes, the National Labour Commission intends to meet the parties as the Mortuary Workers Association, Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, representing the Ministry of Finance, to settle the issue of outstanding allowances and other grievances that were expressed and petitioned by the MOAC. You know, earlier on when we got the petition, we quickly wrote to the Ministry of Health to apprise the Commission on what steps we are taking to abet this impending strike and outlining the complaints of the mortuary workers. In fact, since then, we also invited them to today's meeting so that apart from what they were going to write to us, the other party will also be around for us to iron out the differences if there were any outstanding. So there's been a series of meetings that have gone on between the mortuary workers and the ministry, and all parties seem to have come out with something. We have received letters yesterday and today which suggest a settlement and a directive signed by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, directing that the allowances that were outstanding and due the mortuary workers should be paid by the head of facilities to forestall the intended strike action. However, we have not received a letter from the mortuary workers confirming what we have received from the Ministry of Health and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, telling us that they have implemented what they have to do. So they will be appearing before the Commission after 11 o'clock today, so that it will be put to them. If it is acceptable and it is what it is, then I think the issue will be solved. If not, the Commission will proceed to deal with all outstanding issues so that there wouldn't be any strike or any labor-related industrial action.
Well, Mr. Sama, is it this particular letter that is becoming the militating factor, preventing government from satisfying the concerns of these mortuary workers?
Oh, the government, I wouldn't say, is being prevented by a letter or anything that I know of from implementing any. Closely, they have signed a memorandum of understanding. So once it is signed, since the two parties have agreed that this is what we ought to do. The problem I see from all the letters that we have received is that the implementation has been slow. And that is what the mortuary workers are running out of patience. They feel that the government or their employers have not committed themselves enough to the implementation. But like I said, with the letter received yesterday and another this morning, suggests that now a firm directive has been given for the facility heads to implement what is outstanding. So that is it for now. But until the commission says to put a stamp on it, I think this is what we have now.
Right. So we look forward to the outcome of this meeting. We'll definitely
by close of day today, I think the issue should be settled.
We're certain that something positive is going to come out of today's meeting. Mr. Sam, are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll be accordingly updated.
Right. We're grateful for your time. You had Executive Director of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu Asamoah. Moving on, a high court in Accra has dismissed the suit filed by Deborah Seriam Dabla, a young woman who sued a former chief finance officer of the First Atlantic Bank, Kwesi Nimako, for reneging on his promises to her in their relationship. According to her, her sugar daddy, Kwesi Nimako, agreed to buy her a car, pay for her accommodation for 3 years, provide a monthly stipend of 3,000 Ghana cedis, marry her after divorcing his wife, and offer a lump sum to start a business. The court, presided over by Justice John Bosco Nabaresi, says the relationship between the two was founded on immorality and also did not conform to accepted norms of society. Legal Affairs correspondent Richard Kojunyako has more on this report.
Deborah Seriam Dabla filed a suit in January 2023 alleging that Ernest Kwesi Nimako, whom she refers to as her sugar daddy, made several promises to her during the subsistence of their relationship. According to her, her sugar daddy, Kwesi Nimakun, agreed to buy her the car, pay for her accommodation for 3 years, provide a monthly stipend of 3,000 Ghana cedis, marry her after divorcing his wife, and offer a lump sum to start a business. Deborah Adabla claimed that although the car was initially registered in Nimaku's name, he later took it back, depriving her of its use after just a year. Additionally, she asserted that Kwesi Nimaku paid for only 1 year of accommodation, despite promising to cover 3 years. The plaintiff was seeking an order from the court directed at the sugar daddy to transfer the title of the car into her name and also give her back the car. She prayed the court to order the defendant to pay her the lump sum to enable her to start a business to take care of herself as agreed by the plaintiff and the defendant. Another relief she also sought was for the court to order the sugar daddy to pay the outstanding 2 years accommodation as agreed between her and the defendant. That was not all. She also wanted the court to order the defendant to pay her medical expenses as a result of a side effect of a family planning treatment Kwesi Nimaku told her to do in order not to get pregnant. On Tuesday, the court dismissed the case, saying the writ filed by Seram Adabla discloses no cause of action. The court, in dismissing the case, indicated that the foundation of the relationship between the two was one that the court should not be disturbed with and be invited to give it judicial blessings. The presiding judge, Justice John Bosco Nabarese, says one cannot recover the price of something he or she has committed into an immoral act. The plaintiff, Sarah Adabla, was subsequently slapped with a cost of 10,000 Ghana cedis. Reporting for Joy News from the court complex, my name is Richard Kwejenyako.
Now, from that to some exciting news, the Joy Clean Ghana campaign is yielding positive behavioral changes as 8 out of 10 persons within the Accra metropolis have changed their approach to sanitation in their communities. This was contained in a survey conducted by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly into the impact of the Joy Clean Ghana campaign over a 2-year period. There's more in this report.
The Joy Clean Ghana campaign began with the goal to name and shame environmental health and sanitation offenders on camera to serve as deterrent whilst promoting good hygiene practices of environmental health and sanitation within the Accra metropolis.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has quickened its steps to introduce star rating systems to improve sanitary conditions. Just like hotels receive stars, the AMA has commenced the assessment of public toilet facilities with a star rating system.
That was one of the episodes where the AMA was on inspection tour of some public toilet facilities. After 4 years of airing the Joy Clean Ghana campaign, the AMA has conducted a research into its impact on the audience. The survey was done in 3 sub-metros called clusters of the AMA.
250 respondents were selected from each of the 3 sub-metros for the study. Also, 30 respondents each from the 10 regions, making 300, were also interviewed, making a total of 1,050 respondents. The regions include Ashanti, Northern, Upper West, Central, Volta, Bono Ahafo, Western, Upper East and Eastern region.
One may ask, how many of the respondents followed the Clean Ghana campaign?
The study found that 615 people followed the Joy Clean Ghana campaign on a regular basis, with 247 following when they were around. Another 109 persons said they followed it twice a week, and 79 persons said they followed it once in a while.
The study found that 83% of the respondents have had a change in behavior after the exercises.
83% of the respondents said they had had a change in behavior after following the Joy Clean Ghana exercises. 8% said there had not been any change, and 9% of the respondents could not tell. Going deeper into the findings, 50% of the respondents said they are very careful about food safety now. 24% said they've stopped buying food from outside. 18% also said they have started doing the right things, with 8% of the respondents saying they have stopped selling in dirty environments.
The report concludes that a Joy Clean Ghana campaign brought life into the environmental health awareness in Ghana.
We are doing this, like I keep saying, as a continuous improvement measure. They will not be worried. It will rather put the operator and the cleaners on their toes, and it also gives some comfort to the user. So it's a win-win situation.
This report serves as a background for the Joy Clean Ghana campaign to expand into other areas in the country. The next phase of the exercise will see us coming to a place closer to you. For Joy News, Samuel Kojo-Brace, Accra.
A news just coming in. Customers of Black Shield Capital Management, formerly known as Gold Coast Securities Limited, have blocked the entrance to the Ministry of Foreign Finance, I beg your pardon, the Ministry of Finance, in demand of their locked-up funds. This is part of a 36-hour picketing of the ministry to compel it to pay their monies. We have our correspondent James Avaji on the field and be joining us with updates on that. James, if you can hear me, what's the latest there where you are?
Okay. Okay. They are now calling, right?
So as you can see on your screen, these are live visuals coming in from the Ministry of Finance, where customers of Black Shield Capital Management are currently picketing and demanding monies, their locked up funds. And James joins us now. James, what's happening? These are on your screen you can see one of the customers attempting to remove her clothing, but unfortunately that is. We have James on the line with us telling us what's happening.
Hello, Mommy, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, James. Unfortunately, this woman trying to take off her clothes on the screen. What more can you report where you are?
So, these are customers of Black Shield Fund Management Limited, formerly called Gold Coast Limited. And so they have been at the Finance Ministry for the past 24 hours. What they started yesterday at about 11 a.m. was a 36-hour marathon of picketing to demand for their locked-up funds. We know that somewhere in 2018-2019, government, through the Security and Exchanges Commission, withdrew the licenses of Gold Coast Fund Management, leading to the locking up of funds of hundreds or thousands of customers. They have been placing demands on government over the period to make sure that their funds are redeemed. Now, yesterday at 11 a.m., they came to the Finance Ministry here to picket here. As we speak, the gates to the Finance Ministry have been locked to traffic. They have initially blocked the gate, not allowing any car inside or out of the Finance Ministry. But just in a few minutes ago, they moved to the street of the Finance Ministry. What it means is that no car can go through or use the street in front of the Finance Ministry as they press on their demand for their money. I would attempt to speak with a few of them to know what exactly their cases are. Mommy, please, how long have you been saving with the Gold Coast?
Oh, so many years, but only I need my money. I need my money. I sit here since from yesterday. I haven't been eating, and so I need. If bread is better than I get small, I will go.
So you have also been here since yesterday?
Yes, yesterday. I slept here. I haven't been passing.
You slept where? Where exactly do you sleep?
On the green grass. In the green grass. I sleep. I haven't been eating.
I mean, what's the effect of this locked up funds on yourself, financially or health-wise? What has been the effect of the funds on you?
Animal guy. Meantime, for my health. Me call no man 70 years. 70 years. Me walk grandchildren. Me mama. I come give you. I no pay crime in the day. And when me the ham in Jerry. Yeah.
What's the call to government?
I don't know. He said he won't give anything to us. A pay war. We can sleep here to January next year, 2024. He won't give us anything. Also, if we can sleep here, he won't give us anything.
So that's one of the customers saying that she's over 70 years, have been here since yesterday. She said she slept on the green grasses around here in the pursuit for her money. The demand is that government would hear to her call and pay her money. Let's try and speak with one of the leaders of the group. You are actually
the convener.
What's your name?
Charles Nyami.
Charles Nyaba. Okay. Very popular Charles Nyaba. Charles Nyami. Now, you started this yesterday. When are you ending?
7 p.m. today with the arrangement that we have with the police.
And so the police have allowed you to block the entrance of the finance ministry?
We will not say allowed, but we have blocked the entrance.
Why?
Because no one is attending to our needs. And we didn't come here for picnic. We came here for a protest.
You mean that since I'm told that you started yesterday at 11, since you came yesterday till this morning, it's about 12 hours now, nobody has attended to you from the finance ministry?
In fact, we were engaged by the finance ministry led by Honorable Mustafa Amin, the Minister of State for Finance Ministry. But in the meeting, he just insulted us. And we also walked out of the meeting.
If you say he insulted you, what do you mean?
We had met this minister earlier on the 12th of October when we came here to picket. And in the meeting, we agreed that he was going to tell the government the need to effect our payment immediately and bring us feedback in 2 weeks. The 2 weeks elapsed on the 26th of October, and he never got back to us. Upon several follow-up, he never got back to us. So yesterday, when he was inviting us, we didn't want to meet him, but we were persuaded and we met with him. But yesterday was the worst of it all. He told us that the finance ministry will effect our payments on only one condition. And that condition is that we, the customers, should get assistance from the finance ministry so that we will go after Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum and the Gold Coast Fund Management Company, challenging the liquidation order filed by the government through the Registrar General Department against the company to sell its assets. But we said, no, this is a purely legal process, and we cannot use illegality to get him out of the court. It is the government that filed this case against Gold Coast Fund Management, and litigation and liquidation is a litigation process. He has put up a defense. If the government has done everything so well with due diligence, they have to provide their facts and their evidence for the court to rule in favor of the government and grant them the liquidation order.
Is it the case that he's suggesting that you should take a legal action against government before he gets you paid, or he wants you to go to Dr. Baba Kwesi Indum to demand for your money?
No, he was trying to say that the money is ready. Approved money by Parliament is ready. Okay. But they will not disburse unless we force Dr. Papa Kwesi Indum out of the courts.
Okay, so they want your former boss to take the issue against government about the legitimacy of withdrawal of his license from court before they pay you.
No. He is not. This is not a challenging of withdrawal of licenses. There is two different cases ongoing in court as far as Gold Coast Fund Management is concerned. Okay. One is Gold Coast Fund Management challenging the withdrawal of its license. Okay. But that is not the bone of contention between we and the Finance Ministry on our payment.
Okay, the contention is?
The issue is there is another case, which is a liquidation case. They need authority from the court so that they can sell the properties of Gold Coast Fund Management. And that one is a liquidation order case, which the government has filed through the Registrar General Department to get this liquidation order from the court so that they can sell the assets. And that is what, after they filed it, the Securities and the Gold Coast Fund Management is putting up a defense. And it is up to government to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the Gold Coast Fund Management Company is duly insolvent and they need to be liquidated. Which I don't know if the government is fumbling in proving that case, and they want to use us through a legitimate means to fight Dr. Indum with machete and cutlasses to go out of court, which it is out of order, and we cannot do that.
Okay, now as we speak, what's the total amount of funds of you customers locked up with Black Shield?
As we stand, according to the figures that we know, it's left with, for Black Shield customers alone, it's left with 4.3 billion Ghana cedis for Black Shield customers alone. These figures was mentioned to us on the 12th of October when we met with the Finance Ministry together with the regulator, Securities and Exchange Commission. We asked them that what was the total portfolio for Gold Coast Fund Management before the revocation of license, and they said that it was 5.3 billion. And we asked them that out of the partial bailout, how much have they paid as part payment to Gold Coast Fund Management customers? And they said little over 700 million Ghana cedis. It means that they have not paid even a billion Ghana cedis to us.
So as we speak, they owe you over 4 billion Ghana cedis. How many are you in all?
Right now we are over 61,000 direct customers. And these direct customers, we have corporate institutions which involve a lot of individuals as a one portfolio counted. We have a lot of financial institutions like the microfinances, the cooperative credit union, churches and other institutions. Okay, but all these things are counted as a single investment claim. So if we open up the tentacles, these 61,000 customers will spread to not less than 150,000 customers.
Okay, so by 7 p.m., what do you expect government to tell you? And in the event that you do not hear that from government, what's your next line of action?
By 7 p.m., if we do not hear anything from the government, as far as we are concerned, that is the arrangement we have with the police. So we will end the protest and we will let you know our next line of action.
Okay. And so that is Charles Nyame, a convener for Black Shield customer. He says that there are about 61,000 of them, including institutions, including individuals who government owed a total of over 4 billion Ghana cedis. They started this yesterday at 11 p.m. and they say that they will be continuing to 7 p.m. today. As we speak, they have blocked the entrance. No car of workers of the Finance Ministry is going in and out of the ministry. They have just moved that to the main route in front of the Finance Ministry. What they intend to do is to occupy this place, people ranging from pensioners. I just spoke with a woman who said she is over 70 and her money is there. They are demanding government to pay. Although government has promised in the 2024 budget that they are actually working towards resolving these issues, they said they are taking none of that. All they want is payment of their over 4 billion Ghana cedis. So that's the issue here. That's what is going on at the Finance Ministry as we speak.
But James, have you been able to hear from the Finance Ministry, anybody at all telling you which steps they're taking as to address the concerns of these people? Unfortunately, my colleague didn't hear me there, but we'll move on. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has launched its Christmas traffic campaign to help ease the flow of human and vehicular traffic within the Central Business District and other parts of the metropolis ahead of the December festivities. The campaign, dubbed Operation Let the Traffic Flow, will ensure that drivers do not park their cars on the roads and traders who sell by the roadsides are moved to the parks and markets to decongest heavy traffic in the city.
Traffic congestion in the central business area in the Greater Accra region reaches its peak each year during Christmas and New Year festivities. The rush to get Christmas gifts for loved ones and the inflow of family from the diaspora and other cities contribute to the levels of traffic in the capital. As part of efforts to decongest the heavy human and vehicular traffic in the city this December, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has launched a Christmas traffic campaign dubbed Operation Let the Traffic Flow. The Mayor of Accra, Elizabeth Saki is cautioning traders against trading on pavement and roads in the city. She stated that it is unlawful for drivers to park their vehicles on the roads and is urging them to desist from the act.
While the Assembly deeply appreciates the invaluable contribution of the informal sector, including street vendors, to our city's vibrant life, Operation Let the Traffic Flow has become imperative for the overall well-being of all. Trading on the streets and pavement aside the designated areas is prohibited and against the bylaw of the Assembly. Parking and loading at unauthorized places is unlawful. The vehicles found to be parked at the wrong places will be towed and offenders duly fined. Trading activities on the Carnation Overhead Bridge should cease immediately to prevent looming disasters.
Head of Public Affairs for AMA, Gilbert Ankra, says the Metro Security Council has deployed a special task force to see to compliance issues.
Let me state that the AMA currently, we are looking at our jurisdiction spans between areas of Ashedu Keteke, Okankwe South, and then Ablekwa South. So we are looking at the entire Central Business District. We are looking at areas within Carnation. Don't forget, Carnation also is some area where we have a lot of drivers parking on the streets and all that. So as part of this exercise, we're moving our men to these areas to ensure that we not necessarily decongest, but to ensure that we ease people who have who are operating within areas which bring congestion.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly is urging citizens in the region to refrain from littering in the city. Rejoice Semefakpesu's report read to you.
ATC Ghana has identified that the availability of highly skilled ICT professionals is key to the sustainability and effectiveness of operations in the telecommunications industry. The initiative since 2018 has led to the establishment of 20 learning centers in the country. The latest is a fully furnished digital community ICT lab at the Ghana Girls Guide Training Center at Achimota. Ethan Lai was at the commissioning and reports.
ATC has identified that the availability of highly skilled ICT professionals is key to the sustainability and effectiveness of operations in the telecommunications industry. CEO of ATC Ghana, Mr. Ashtor Singh, said the Digital Communities Program is one of their key flagship initiatives to support a digitally driven socio-economic life in line with their sustainability commitment.
They are located strategically close to basic schools to ensure easy access to aid teaching and learning. Since 2018, ATC Ghana has completed 10 such fully equipped centers, which are currently in use across the country.
The digital communities are mainly targeted at basic school pupils and residents in underserved communities.
The digital communities, therefore, are positioned strategically to pique the interest of pupils in ICT at a young age.
Chief Director of the Ministry, Mrs. Mamile Andrews, said she believes the initiative positions the young children to fit perfectly within the digital age.
This partnership is not only marking a significant step towards bridging the digital divide, but it's also empowering our girls across the country through access to ICT education and information.
According to International Commissioner of the Ghana Girls Guide Association, Mrs. Cynthia Labram, this project, which is their second in partnership with ATC, will be very beneficial to the girls and other schools that do not have ICT labs.
This place is currently our work center, so we'll have girl guides from all around the world coming here for trainings. So this being here will also serve as an ICT center for them to train.
The Girls Guide are also excited about the project.
I will get an opportunity, a chance to research on all the things like climate change. I think it's a really nice thing that they've done here. And I hope it impacts not only me, but every other guide here.
The project is part of their global philanthropic and sustainability initiative, which aims to build over 2,000 digital communities lab by 2025 and encourage more girls to get into ICT. For JoyNews, Ethan Lai's report read to you.
You're still listening to Joy News Desk. We'll be right back with business.